What happens when we die? 10 people who crossed the edge of death and came back say they found something science can't explain. A blind woman who saw for the first time, a doctor whose brain was shut down, yet his consciousness soared, a terminal cancer patient who miraculously healed after encountering a love beyond this world. His brain, particularly his neocortex, was severely compromised, leading him to believe that consciousness could not have originated from his brain activity during this period. He encountered a guiding entity and experienced a sense of universal knowledge. His account, detailed in his book, "These aren't hallucinations. These are real stories of floating outside their bodies, meeting beings of light, and glimpsing a reality beyond our own." In 2006, doctors had given her mere hours to live, as her body was ravaged by lymphoma. During her NDE, she experienced a profound clarity. Realizing that her illness was a manifestation of her own fears, particularly the fear of not expressing her true self, she described encountering a state of unconditional love and understanding that heaven is not a physical place but a state of being. Their experiences defy logic, challenge medicine, and reveal a shocking truth. Consciousness may not end when the heart stops. Her subsequent rapid and complete recovery from cancer, which baffled her doctors, serves as a powerful testament to the transformative potential of NDEs, not just spiritually but also physically. Her experience suggests a profound connection between one's emotional and spiritual state and physical well-being, challenging conventional medical paradigms. The narrative emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and living fearlessly as pathways to wholeness and joy. Are we more than just our bodies? The answer lies beyond the veil. 1. The neurosurgeon's journey. Dr. Eben Alexander. Dr. Eben Alexander, a neurosurgeon, experienced a profound NDE in 2008 while in a medically induced coma due to severe bacterial meningitis. Proof of Heaven describes a journey through a dark, chaotic realm into an exquisitely beautiful, vibrant dimension filled with immense love and interconnectedness. The significance of Alexander's account lies in his professional background. As a neurosurgeon, he previously held a materialist view of consciousness, believing it to be solely a product of the brain. His NDE fundamentally shattered this skepticism, leading him to assert that consciousness exists independently of the brain and can persist after bodily death. This perspective, coming from a medical professional, adds a compelling dimension to the NDE discourse. While his account has faced scientific criticism regarding the extent of his brain's inactivity during the coma, Alexander maintains the truthfulness of his experience, distinguishing it sharply from any hallucinations he might have had before the deepest coma state. The debate surrounding his case underscores the challenge NDEs pose to current neurological understandings. 2. Healing from within. Anita Morjani. Anita Morjani's NDE is remarkable for its direct correlation with a miraculous healing from end-stage cancer. Given a choice to return to life, she chose to do so with the understanding that she had the power to heal herself by embracing self-love and living authentically. Her subsequent rapid and complete recovery from cancer, which baffled her doctors, serves as a powerful testament to the transformative potential of NDEs, not just spiritually, but also physically. Her experience suggests a profound connection between one's emotional and spiritual state and physical well-being, challenging conventional medical paradigms. The narrative emphasizes the importance of self-acceptance and living fearlessly as pathways to wholeness and joy. 3. 90 Minutes in Heaven. Don Piper's account became a New York Times bestseller. Don Piper, a Baptist minister, was pronounced dead at the scene of a horrific car accident in 1989, remaining lifeless for 90 minutes. During this period, he recounts experiencing the glories of heaven, being greeted by deceased family members and friends, and joining a heavenly choir at the gates of heaven. He described a realm of inexpressible beauty, peace, and music. His return to life, initiated by the persistent prayers of a fellow minister, was followed by a long and arduous physical recovery. 90 Minutes in Heaven, and has influenced millions, offering hope and a glimpse into a Christian-conceived afterlife. Clinically dead, she describes a journey to heaven, where she encountered profound peace, joy, and communicated with angels. His first, in 1975, occurred after being struck by lightning, leaving him clinically dead for 28 minutes. During this time, he experienced a vivid out-of-body sensation, a panoramic life review where he felt the pain he had inflicted on others, and a journey to cities of light where he met 13 spiritual figures. These beings reportedly showed him over 100 revelations about the future, some of which he claims have come true, including the fall of the Soviet Union and the Persian Gulf War. This transformative meeting was characterized by an overwhelming, indescribable love, far beyond any earthly affection. Upon his return, Storm's life was completely reoriented. He became a pastor and dedicated his life to sharing his story, emphasizing the importance of loving others. During her resuscitation, Maria reported an out-of-body experience where she floated outside the hospital building and saw a worn blue tennis shoe on a third-floor ledge, describing its details, including a lace tucked under the heel. His journey from staunch atheism to deep faith, spurred by a hellish NDE, provides a powerful counterpoint to purely blissful accounts, and found the shoe exactly as Maria had described, in a location that Maria could not have possibly seen from her hospital room. This type of veridical perception, the acquisition of verifiable information that could not have been obtained by normal sensory means, is a critical area of NDE research. Such cases challenge the notion that consciousness is solely a product of brain activity, especially when reported during periods of clinical death where brain activity is minimal or absent. The Maria and the shoe case. Despite some debate regarding its direct verifiability by independent sources, remains a cornerstone in discussions about consciousness surviving bodily death, and highlights the profound moral and spiritual implications that can arise from these experiences. His message, "Love the person that you're with," became his life's mission, suggesting that NDEs can provide a clear directive for earthly existence. She felt an overwhelming sense of being held and comforted by Christ. His experiences suggest not only a continuation of consciousness, but also the possibility of receiving profound knowledge and even precognitive abilities. The sheer number of his alleged NDEs and the detailed nature of his prophecies make his story uniquely compelling, albeit subject to scrutiny. Unlike many positive accounts, Storm's initial experience was a terrifying descent into what he describes as hell, where he was tormented by malevolent beings. He realized these beings were his people, reflecting his own manipulative and self-absorbed past. His transformation from a self-described bully to a compassionate hospice volunteer underscores the profound ethical and personal shifts often reported after NDEs. While the book dedicates a relatively small portion to the actual heavenly experience compared to his recovery, its impact lies in its vivid portrayal of a positive, religiously affirming NDE, providing comfort to many grappling with mortality and loss. The narrative emphasizes the power of faith and community support during profound suffering. 4. The Kayaker's Return. Dr. Mary C. Neal in 1999. Orthopedic surgeon Dr. Mary C. Neal experienced a near-fatal kayak accident in Chile, where she drowned after her kayak became pinned underwater. Dr. Neal's experience is notable for her medical background, similar to Dr. Alexander, which lends a degree of credibility to her detailed account. She describes feeling more conscious, alive, and then more alive during her NDE, contrasting it with the physical state of death. Her profound sadness, upon realizing it was not her time to remain in heaven, coupled with a renewed sense of purpose upon her return, highlights the transformative power of the NDE. Her story, documented into Heaven and Back, reinforces themes of divine presence and a preordained purpose for life, deeply enriching her faith and outlook. 5. Multiple Journeys and Prophetic Visions. Daniel Brinkley. Daniel Brinkley's NDEs are particularly striking because he claims to have experienced clinical death multiple times. Brinkley's subsequent NDEs, including one after heart surgery, further solidified his conviction and led him to dedicate his life to working with terminally ill patients in hospice. 6. The Atheist Descent and Redemption. Howard Storm. Howard Storm, a self-proclaimed atheist university professor, had a deeply disturbing NDE in 1985 after suffering a ruptured duodenum. His harrowing experience eventually led to an encounter with Jesus, who rescued him from the torment. 7. The Veridical Out-of-Body Observation. Maria and the Shoe. One of the most frequently cited cases of a veridical NDE involves a patient named Maria, who had a heart attack at a hospital where social worker Kimberly Clark Sharp worked. What makes this account particularly compelling is that Sharp, initially skeptical, later searched for and found the shoe exactly as Maria had described, in a location that Maria could not have possibly seen from her hospital room. It's this type of veridical perception, the acquisition of verifiable information that could not have been obtained by normal sensory means, is a critical area of NDE research. Such cases challenge the notion that consciousness is solely a product of brain activity, especially when reported during periods of clinical death where brain activity is minimal or absent. However, during a near-death experience following a severe automobile accident, she reported being able to see the world around her for the very first time. She described perceiving her surroundings visually, an experience she initially found horrifying due to its novelty and the circumstances of her NDE, the Maria and the shoe case. Despite some debate regarding its direct verifiability by independent sources, remains a cornerstone in discussions about consciousness surviving bodily death. If vision is a function of the brain processing visual input, how can someone blind from birth experience sight when their brain is compromised or inactive during an NDE? The ability to accurately recount conversations or actions performed by medical staff while the patient's brain is not expected to be functioning at a conscious level poses a significant question about the nature of consciousness and memory. The peaceful homecoming, a mother's river, and a guiding touch. These observations, when corroborated by medical personnel, suggest that awareness can persist and even gather information from a perspective outside the physical body, challenging the purely brain-dependent model of consciousness. This phenomenon suggests that consciousness and the capacity for perception might operate independently of the physical sensory organs and brain, pointing towards a non-local aspect of consciousness. This account encapsulates several common NDE elements: the presence of a transitional landscape, the encounter with others, and the directive to return to life. Cases like Maria and the shoe, the patient who described a nurse's plaid shoelaces, or the surgeon flapping his arms during an operation when corroborated, challenge the prevailing scientific understanding that consciousness is solely an emergent property of the brain. Research by figures like Nancy Evans Bush, former president of the International Association for Near-Death Studies, has highlighted distressing NDEs, categorizing them into inverse, void, and hellish experiences. These experiences, though less common, involve features typically perceived as pleasurable, being experienced as hostile, or encounters with vast emptiness, isolation, or torment. INDERF, established by Dr. Jeffrey Long, hosts the largest collection of publicly accessible NDE accounts globally, with over 3,700 narratives, enabling large-scale studies of these phenomena. These efforts provide a robust foundation for ongoing research into the nature of consciousness and the human experience of death. This broader spectrum of experiences further enriches the understanding of NDEs, suggesting that the content can vary widely and may be influenced by individual psychological states or other factors, while still leading to profound personal growth. If consciousness can perceive and recall information when brain activity is minimal or absent, it opens the door to the possibility that the mind may function independently of the physical body. While some scientific counterarguments propose that such perceptions could be a result of residual brain activity or post-hoc reconstruction, the detailed and accurate nature of some veridical accounts continues to fuel rigorous academic inquiry. Controlled experiments attempting to replicate verifiable out-of-body perceptions have yielded mixed results. Some studies failing to confirm visual observations of hidden targets, indicating the complexity and ongoing nature of this research. And beings, life reviews, and profound feelings of peace and love present a compelling area of study. These recurring themes, reported by individuals from various cultures and belief systems, suggest a shared, fundamental human experience at the threshold of death. And the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation play a crucial role in collecting, researching, and disseminating NDE accounts. INDS publishes the peer-reviewed. The physical sensation of the touch, combined with the clear verbal message, suggests an interaction that transcends the physical realm, leaving a lasting impression and raising questions about the boundaries between life and death. The feeling of being infused with a purpose upon returning is a common after-effect, indicating a profound reorientation of one's life path. She recalled drifting up into a very bright light, feeling no pain, and experiencing an overwhelming sense of peace and completion. She described seeing a river, or a darkness like a river, with others on the opposite side. And while she couldn't describe their appearance, she felt an innate recognition of them as others like her. Then from behind, someone touched her shoulder and said, "It's not time yet," prompting her immediate return to life. She felt compelled to travel into the brilliance, which led her to an amazing river. Research into NDEs among the blind, notably by Dr. Kenneth Ring, has explored these extraordinary claims, finding that some individuals born totally blind described highly visual ends consistent with typical NDEs. 8. The blind see. Vicky Noratuk's visual NDE. Vicky Noratuk was born totally blind, unable to perceive light or shadows. This case, along with other similar accounts of congenitally blind individuals reporting visual perceptions during NDEs, presents a significant challenge to conventional neurological explanations. 9. The surgeon's conversation. A patient's out-of-body recall. A compelling, though unnamed, NDE account describes a patient who vividly remembered everything the surgeon said while she lay clinically dead on the operating table. This account highlights the phenomenon of out-of-body experiences with accurate, verifiable perceptions of events occurring in the physical environment during a state of unconsciousness or clinical death. 10. Another poignant NDE involves a mother who died for 5 minutes due to a root canal infection. Upon waking, her persistent questioning of who touched her shoulder, despite doctors' insistence that no one had, underscores the vivid and impactful nature of her experience. The broader implications of near-death experiences, the consistent patterns observed across diverse NDE accounts, including out-of-body experiences, encounters with light, the existence of veridical NDEs, where experiencers report verifiable details from outside their physical bodies during periods of unconsciousness or clinical death, is particularly significant. It is also important to acknowledge that not all NDEs are uniformly positive. Organizations like the International Association for Near-Death Studies Journal of Near-Death Studies is the only scholarly journal in the field and maintains extensive archives of case histories. NDERF, established by Dr. Jeffrey Long, boasts the largest collection of publicly accessible NDE accounts globally, with over 3,700 narratives, enabling large-scale studies of these phenomena. These efforts provide a robust foundation for ongoing research into the nature of consciousness and the human experience of death. Conclusions. The 10 near-death experiences presented herein, alongside numerous others documented by researchers, offer profound insights into the potential nature of consciousness and existence beyond physical life. The striking commonalities across diverse NDE accounts from out-of-body perceptions and encounters with light, and beings-to-life reviews and feelings of unconditional love suggest a universal pattern that transcends cultural, religious, and individual differences, where individuals report verifiable details from outside their physical bodies during states of clinical death. Presence. A significant challenge to purely materialistic views of consciousness. Whether interpreted through a scientific, spiritual, or philosophical lens, these extraordinary accounts invite a deeper contemplation of what it means to be conscious, to live, and to face the ultimate threshold of death. The ongoing research by dedicated organizations and scholars continues to unveil the complexities and profound implications of these mind-blowing experiences, pushing the boundaries of human understanding. These cases, though debated, compel further rigorous investigation into the relationship between the mind and the brain. While scientific discourse continues to explore physiological explanations for NDEs, the phenomenon of veridical perceptions ultimately. NDEs are transformative events for those who experience them, frequently leading to a reduction in the fear of death, an increase in compassion, a shift away from materialism, and a renewed sense of life's purpose.